Good day, this is Chango Gumi, Oni Chango. Today I'm doing an unexpected video, first of its kind for me because I usually do not record my tarot card readings. Keep in mind that the client is in the house but would not be on camera or near because I don't want nobody listening to this person's voice. Um, this person already shuffled the deck, split the deck. So I normally don't do this. I have never done I never recorded any of my tarot card readings, but since I was supposed to do a video tonight and this person called me up that needed an emergency reading, which by the way, this person traveled 3 hours to get here. That person told me to record it, but of course, keep their identity secret, which I would do no matter what. So here, let me turn this around. All right. It's a little bit too close there. Let's see. Just turn these cards. Let me be patient with me. I have never done this on camera before. I usually do this in privacy of my home. All right. Let's see here. All right, I'm going to speak to you as if this person isn't here because after this quick video is over, I would sit down with this person and we'll go over this reading even though they're listening to it as this is going on. This right here, it's not a good situation. This means that soon his relationship is in great jeopardy of just ending and not ending well. I mean, there's going to be a lot of depression behind that. So we're going to have to figure something out, fix the problem before it gets out of control. And that's the whole point of doing readings. You're trying to catch something before it escalates into a problem that is going to be hard to fix. This is here that the client has been acting the fool by going by his vices. Vices could be alcohol abuse, drug abuse. But here, I'm getting the sense that it's more of the sexual side, you know? When you're not happy, contempt at home, you're out here straying or whatnot. And this is what's bringing this situation to unfold. This right here is telling me it's nobody's fault but his. Again, this card right here is verifying that because apparently he's doing all the wrong choices to the point where his recklessness in life, he is to the point where if things don't change, if we cannot change the course of his life right now, he's gonna end up losing out the yin yang. There's the consequences of his actions here are going to bring him great financial consequences. And of course, this reading is still open, so I have to continue drawing cards. Now, granted, there's a couple things that I saw in there that I really don't want to say on camera. I mean, you can at least respect that. Even though you don't know who the person is, still. You just never know who might figure something out in the future and then just bring it out, throw it on his face. I'm not trying to do that for this person either. And like I said, this is the first time I've ever done this on camera, because I normally don't do this. This is something that I respect people's privacies. That's why I've had kinds for quite some time. This particular kind, going on about 6 years. And like I just mentioned, he traveled 3 hours to get here. So that should tell you something, the trust that he has in me. All right. Now, all these arguments, because this person is losing a lot of sleep. When he's awake, he just has the same movie playing over and over because he knows of the consequences of his actions. The amount of arguments between him and his better half are like up through the roof. But you see this card right here, followed by this one. And then there's a little story that continues there. There is somebody, this is I always tell people, there's somebody that claims to be his so-called brother, okay, that is not only envious because his relationship with his better half, but also his financial success in his business, where if he is not careful, he's gonna have issues with the law, plain and simple. As a matter of fact, this person, which I'm doing the reading for, has been lately constantly thinking about just picking up and moving elsewhere. Now, this certain person that's supposed to be his brother, he's the one that wants to see him completely crushed. This is the person that's inviting him to go out, inviting him to do things he's not supposed to be doing. In turn, because like I said, his actions, that situation where he's almost there to the point where that relationship's going to be no more, which is also going to bring him a great loss financially, not to mention the depression and so on and so forth. But like I said, there's a couple different things in here that I do not want to say. This is between me and the person, and off camera we have to go into much deeper details. But thankfully, the reading stops here, because this man knows that I've done so many spiritual works with him in the past, and this is what I tell people. If somebody puts you back on the right path, just because you get yourself back on the feet with whichever problem you have, doesn't mean that you could just ignore the fact that you escaped that problem and you're doing better, and then you forget that you go back to doing dumb things. So I will have to talk to him off camera, but there's hope. Because right now, spiritually, mentally, he's drained, including physically, because he's not even getting enough rest and whatnot, because his conscience is killing him. It really, really, really is. So I'm gonna have to do my little thing with him, which is a process on itself. Don't think that you're gonna come to me, I'm gonna do something for you today, and tomorrow your life is peachy. It doesn't work that way. Just like it took you X amount of time to get yourself in that trouble, to accumulate all that negativity to put you in a situation where it's a real bad one. Also, I think it's even harder to bring you out of that trouble. But right here is telling me that once I'm done with him, the beginning is something new, something positive, because the world is right next. His I'm hoping that he's just gonna open up his eyes this time around and just like figure out who's my real brother, who's not, and start cutting people off. It's like if you have a garden, just because those plants are bearing fruit already and vegetables does not mean you ignore the weeds around it. So this person, I'm gonna have a little sit down, one-to-one talk before we even start going down the spiritual path in order to be able to get him back on track, in order to be able to fix his life. He's gonna have to figure out who to keep in his life and who to say goodbye. Because remember, we were all born alone and we're all gonna die alone. So you gotta keep that same mentality, because if you have a good, strong woman next to you, why would you even jeopardize that for a one-time thing? But anyways, this is, like I said, my first reading. There's other things in here that I'm not gonna say, and I gotta get off this video right now because I have a long night ahead with this guy. Until next time, this is Chango Gumi saying, may Chango bless you and yours. Ache, ache, oh.